extension is one of the more common problems we see in the golf swing. So what is early extension? Essentially, when you take your setup posture, your hips and your rear end are a certain bend, and at some point in your swing, whether it's in your backswing or your downswing, if your hips come off that line, if they kind of thrust forward, that's essentially early extension. It's a very common thing that we see, and it can be detrimental in terms of your ball striking consistency and how well you're making contact with the ball. So there's lots of reasons why someone might early extend, but it might actually be physical, meaning your body simply can't stay in that posture. And the way we test that, and one of the more common physical reasons why someone early extends is if they can't touch their toes. So a simple test you can do is put your feet together, legs straight, and can you go down and touch your toes, keeping your legs straight, yes or no? Now, if you have a hard time doing that, you're not able to touch your toes, that is an indication that you may early extend in your golf swing. Now, there's lots of reasons why someone might not be able to touch their toes. One of the common ones is hamstring tightness, so tightness in the back of the legs. But there's lots of other reasons. So tightness in the back of the legs, limited motion of the hips, limited motion of the lower back, those can all limit your ability to touch your toes. And why that matters in terms of your swing is that when you set up in that posture, if your body notes any sort of tension, right? If it notes tension in the back of the legs, it's kind of lazy. It would rather be here where there's no tension as opposed to having any sort of tension, particularly when you're trying to swing at 100 miles per hour. It really doesn't like any tension. And so oftentimes what we see is that people are early extending actually need to fix that in the gym. And so part of improving your golf swing is getting a physical assessment, determining is there a physical reason why I'm early extending, and then addressing that problem. So do we need to stretch out the hamstrings more? Do we need to improve the hip mobility, the back mobility? Do we need to just get stronger in that position? Those are all things we kind of need to figure out. Oftentimes what I hear is people say, you know what, I haven't been able to touch my toes for a while, and I stretch and I stretch and I stretch, and it doesn't seem to improve. Well, I hear that all the time, and a lot of times the reason is, one, the hamstrings aren't really the problem, maybe it's the back or the hips, or two, stretching alone doesn't really work so well. There's a reason why your hamstrings get tight, right? They don't just get tight for the heck of it. And so we need to find out why they're getting tight. Is it because of weakness somewhere else? Is it because of lack of core stability? Those can all be reasons why the hamstrings get tight, if that is the case. And so finding that underlying cause is really the key to being able to, one, correct and improve your mobility, and then take that to the golf swing to be able to swing and maintain your posture without early extension. So get a physical assessment, determine if there's a physical reason why you're early extending, and then we can start correct that in the gym as well as in your golf lessons.